Okay, so these rear Gabriel shocks, along with the quad shocks, I installed in March 2023. Here it is April 2024. And thank you to a viewer comment on that video, because it got me thinking to go ahead and check the nuts that you tighten down on from inside the trunk, because they're not nylon locking nuts, they're just regular steel nuts. And sure enough, I pulled the panels back and reached my hand in there, and it's finger loose, really. It's not even finger tight. So I'm gonna take all this out and put some thread locker on those threads and tighten them down, because that would not be a fun time to have that nut come all the way out and have just the rear shock start coming out of the hole from through the trunk in the body. And who knows what sort of catastrophe we avoided. So the viewer that commented on my video from last year, thank you for putting this front of mind for me to check. So if you do the Gabriel shock install and you put those new steel nuts, either throw it away and get a locking nylon insert nut, or put some thread locker on the thread. So to get these panels out, first thing I'm gonna do is take the main, I guess, carpet piece, and the only thing really holding it in is it's kind of tucked down behind the rear seat, so you just got to work it up out of that area. And I'm not sure if I have to fold the seats down. Shouldn't be that tight. You can kind of reach your hand in there and pull the little piece of carpet that's tucked down in there. Just try to pull it up if you can. Of course, mine's gonna be stubborn. Yeah, it's gonna fight me. So let me go in the car and I'll just pull the seats down, or forward. Just get the seatbelt out of the loop here, and so pull this, kick to the driver's seat. Okay, everything's being difficult today. All right, no problem. Go in here, and there's just a little tab you can pull on. I'll do the same for the rear passenger side seat. Just pull it forward a bit. Okay, now from this view, okay, I guess there are little tabs. Huh. I thought they didn't realize that. Okay, so I guess I gotta pull these little push pins out, one here, one there, and then get this main carpet piece out. Okay, so once you get that piece out of the car, the side panel here is held in by one of these little plastic nuts. Got some plastic threads in there, and there is just a metal stud that pokes out. One on this side, one on the passenger side. You'll take that out, and there'll be another one. So there'll be 4 of these total. The other 2, you're gonna be holding it in from this side here. You'll just reach your hand right in that area. It'll thread off from another steel stud right in there. Then once you get those 2 out, you're gonna have a plastic push pin here, and then one over here, just to on either side of the trunk release bracket. Then you can take this whole piece out of the car. Then you can get to the last 2 pieces. And check that, there's actually 4 of those plastic push pins to take out. Got them out. Then this plastic piece, I'll just go ahead and pull it out. And now this whole piece, I should be able to get out of the trunk area. If they got it in the trunk, you can be sure it can get out of the trunk. All right, so I'll set that to the side. And then, like I said, I already took that plastic nut off of the stud to this hole, and you see the whole piece is loose. So you have to feed it underneath this guy right here. Just be careful you don't damage anything or mess with any wires. It slides out. Just kind of rock it out as you pull it out. Okay, so here we are on the driver's side, and for the top of the rear shock, you got the rubber bushing piece, I guess the metal cap or hat, and then the thread sticking through the top of the shock. And here's the nut, and look at that. That was, I mean, it wasn't completely unthreaded, but That is not a happy time. That is not something you want to find. So I'm going to take this off, put some, I got blue and red. I'll have to see which one I want to use. I think I want to use the red here, and then tighten it back down, make sure it's good to go. And then do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so I went ahead with the blue versus the red, and as the saying goes, as look at the screenshot here on the screen, blue, easy to make new, red, full steam ahead. I guess with red, you gotta heat it up with a torch to get the hardware loose. So this is a 14mm hex, so I'll put my 14mm wrench, and these are fine threads. So just keep that in mind. You will not be able to use a coarse nut if that's all you have when you're working on this. So I put some blue Loctite on the threads on the nut and then spun it down. I'm just gonna tighten it down to about where I had it last time. You kind of want to squish the rubber, kind of like you would if you work on vibrational eliminators in my line of work. But you don't want to go over tight, but you definitely want to make sure it's tight enough. Okay, so squish the rubber down nice and tight. Cap's not moving at all, so pretty happy with that. Got about an inch worth of thread sticking out, and then the top piece. So I'm going to keep an eye on it and make sure that that's good to go. And I'm going to check the other side. All right, thanks for watching. Okay, so we got both tied with blue Loctite, blue thread locker. So please, 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 if you are working on your own car, always double check your work, double check your tightness. If you have a torque spec, go for it. In this case, I should have caught that when I was installing. I should have just put, threw those nuts out, got some nylon insert, fine thread nuts. But I'm gonna go with the blue Loctite. I'll keep an eye on these two. And if I find they're spinning off, I'll just go ahead and get the nylon insert nut. But I think the blue Loctite is gonna take care of this issue. So now that that's done, the new washer fluid pump is in. The shifter kit is fully in with all my brass adapter pieces and the brass shifter bushing. Can I finally drive the car? That's the that's the question. So I think if I put it all together, go for a test drive, and finally enjoy the car. Thanks for watching.